Okay. Hi guys.
Hello. Hello.
For anybody who is just watching us live now, we just did the intro to our show, so you'll be able to. And we're actually bringing Sam on now for a lovely, lovely tea sipping session and chat about his journey.
During the pandemic.
So Sam Provenzano is going to join us. And for anybody who's watching now, you can catch the full episode. It will be posted on Facebook later. So, Sam, where are you? Oh God, I hope we're not even a repeat of the Carol episode. Sam? Maybe I should invite him. Okay, we're not going to do this. I promise. Where is Sam? I'll bring them on camera. No, not Tia. Sorry, Tia. I love you. No. Oh, God. There we go. And Sam's joining us! Come on down. Oh, excuse this terrible habit. Smoking is bad. Don't do it. Hey!
Hey, I guess I have to talk
Ow.
on this side. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. Well,
Friday.
happy Friday. And I was laughing because you guys both know I was a reporter for a few years, so I know all about everything that can happen in technical difficulties. So not a problem at all. And I'm just happy to be on the show.
We're so happy to have you again. Sorry that
And what an intro. I can't wait for the people to see your intro because that was a really fun intro that you guys did. So I think that's actually a cool little teaser that when you guys are making the video, you guys can use.
Oh, such a good umbrella holder. Thank you.
I know, honey, I need it. That sounds way too much. Anyway.
I just thought it was getting shady over there.
She's used to being in the shade anyway.
Honey,
The shade.
Mm.
I'm used to throwing the shade. But anyway.
So welcome.
Anyway, thank you.
Today.
Thanks.
I'm excited to sip some.
I was outside actually. I was out. Yeah, I was actually outside, but it's so noisy with all the dump trucks and the Walgreens next door. So.
Yeah, we're on our balcony.
So
I'm actually drinking Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
It's not really, and it's not really Kool-Aid. It's more like
I know.
river water.
Whatever. Just
Yeah, I have coffee.
My teeth fall out.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, so we asked you to join us today to discuss your recent journey with seeking employment and how you are turning it into a positive and helping others with their struggles during this terrible pandemic, COVID, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Awful here in the world. I was going to say America, but the world. So
Yeah.
Except for New Zealand. They seem to have gotten it under control. But anyway.
where's that?
There you go.
Is that a country or a city?
Yeah, I think it's.
Well, good. Congratulations, New Zealand. We wish
Yeah.
you were there. Okay. So, I wanted to ask you, because of course we're going to ask all the same questions as we did yesterday.
Sure.
Do you feel that seeking a job is more difficult right now due to the pandemic? Which this is an obvious answer. I want you to elaborate.
Well, yeah. Obviously, being, people don't know. I've been in the major gift fundraising for like 10 years. So I've done the, nonprofit events and then slowly worked my way up to working with the individual donors, the people that give to those organizations and really build those relationships and then close the gifts, and people that are giving for amazing reasons. So that's really kind of what I do. Sorry, I just can't really, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, sorry, it's like, it gets really quiet or something. Sorry. So,
We're listening.
oh, no. No, I wasn't sure. It gets quiet on my earphones, you guys. But yes, it is very difficult. Well, just right now in this industry, it is very difficult. So I just wanted to give a background in terms of where I'm at, what I do as your. So right now it's very difficult. A lot of nonprofits have laid off. A lot of great people. We all have friends in this industry, outside the industry, that have been impacted. But in terms of this industry, yes, people are now being laid off. People are being furloughed. People have been um, all of a sudden they went from being a new director to now a manager. And that's, when you're an employee, when you work so hard to get to a certain level and then it is taken from you, or it is all of a sudden gone, your job, your identity for the most part is gone. It's a really difficult thing. So, it's a part of you. So it's been really difficult. Budgets, nonprofits, it's really about the mission. If you're working in higher education, it's about the mission. It's not about me. It's not about, at the end of the day, it's about the mission. But with no money, there's no mission. With no mission, there's no money. So it's just a lot of people are really hurting right now. I'm on the job hunt myself, but there are ways that you can stand out. There are ways that you can get through this mentally and physically, and it doesn't happen overnight. You guys know me, we're friends. I lost my job before COVID, right before Christmas.
Winning.
So it was very difficult for us, and then as you're trying to re-enter, we didn't think it was going to be a problem. No one thought it was going to happen. This would happen. So, we thought, okay, change is good. Here we go. And then, it just obviously, we've lost friends, we've lost co-workers and colleagues and family members to this disease. So it's just been a crazy ride, but you got to look on the other side, and eventually, you start to look inside and how are you going to get through this, and what are the ways that you're going to stand out amongst this amazing group of people that are all looking for jobs.
Yeah.
My answer yesterday was better.
Sorry. The Ronald McDonald House, that's considered like a nonprofit, right?
It is. I do. Yeah. And I have some friends there, and I have some friends that actually work there right now, and friends in other areas. They have different Ronald McDonald homes, across the country, and things like that across the world. So, yeah.
You heard about the latest about what the looters did, correct?
I heard that there were looters that actually made some sort of an impact and did some damage to the hospital. Is that true? That's horrible.
I don't know about the hospital. I know that they actually did break some windows and were trying
break some windows. Oh, so like the exterior of there. Yeah, it's just a sad situation, especially a place like that.
With children.
Yeah, it's like,
it's
like, come on.
It's like, all of this, it's like, it's a nonprofit. Like you said, it's not about them. It's about giving back to these children. And
Absolutely. And that's just, that's what it comes down to. Haven't we learned anything during this coronavirus?
Exactly.
Aren't we learning? Everyone's changing. It's hard to change sometimes. Sometimes you don't want to change. Sometimes you think you don't have to. Who would think that?
Yeah, well, you would think that people would be more.
Not me.
No,
that was a joke.
Would be more, not mature. What's the word I'm looking for? Classy.
Empathetic.
Yes.
Understanding and knowing that this is, our lives are now changing for a long time, for the foreseeable future, forever. Everything is different. Lives are changed. Everything is different. Our careers are now looked at differently. You're putting things in perspective. I think there's a lot of that.
These children, they don't have a clue what's going on. They're just scared.
No, they're scared.
Going on in the world, and for somebody to do that, it's just
And again,
Absolutely.
There's a difference between looting and
peaceful protesting.
Absolutely. Sam, can you tell our lovely viewers and tell me and Miss Lady, Miss Lady, a little bit about what you've been doing with LinkedIn? Because I especially.
Sure. Yeah. So, I have had a LinkedIn for many, many years. If you know me, I'm a connector. I love to network anyway, or at least I thought I knew. I thought I was networking on LinkedIn, right? I would like posts. I would reshare posts. I would comment a few things. I would stalk a few people for a job, and do my research. And if I'm looking at a candidate, I'm popping in and checking them out. So, just kind of casually. But then, I got really close to getting a job. I was due to LinkedIn, actually. So here's a success story now. Again, it didn't feel like a success story then, but now looking back, and really it's only been like a couple weeks, putting it in perspective. but it was very difficult at that time. So anyway, I got down to the final two, and it was really, yes, it was great to finish runner up. But it was because of LinkedIn, because they told me, and I got all the way down to the final. So I was really proud of myself. And I picked myself back up, but that hurts. No one prepares you for that kind of feeling, when and I think we talked about this yesterday, and it might be a little off topic, but it's just hitting my mind, you just think, I don't know, you just never know what could happen. I never expected all this stuff to happen, but LinkedIn has really been this source. So I was like, how am I going to take it up a notch, right? How am I going to take it up another level? So I was like, I'm going to start posting content and fundraising strategies and kind of what I'm going through. But remember, it's not Instagram. Knowing it's not Instagram, knowing this is not Facebook, this is LinkedIn. So I got to stand out amongst these amazing people looking for a job, because everyone has the open to work. I have it on mine, So at the end of the day, what's separating us? So I decided to post some things, and bam, like viewers and messages and connections being made, job opportunities, maybe not for me, but they're coming my way, and people really kind of being inspired by my advice. And it's not because I want to be some social media influencer and that's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to look for a job, and I'm trying to separate myself from the other people, because at the end of the day, and we talked about this offline, if there's two great candidates, right? Me and somebody else, or you and someone else, and outstanding candidate, like amazing, they deserve the job just as much as you do, right? You earned it, you both did, but you got to make a decision. So I'm going on LinkedIn, and I'm going to notice that this person during the pandemic has been doing some really cool things and sharing his tools and ideas and inspiring other people, while the other person, I'm sure they're doing something else, they might not have time, whatever the case is, they're just not. So again, that's a way to separate yourself. That's the way I separated myself. Now, I'm not saying you have to do that, but if you want to utilize LinkedIn like the way it's supposed to, there are ways to do it.
I mean, I'm not looking for a job personally, but I know I do have a LinkedIn, and I basically just got it just to have it.
Yeah, it's really about sharing vulnerable stories, and being yourself and being authentic. John, for example, tell me a little bit about what you sell and what you are. If you were like, who is John? Why are you on LinkedIn? Like, what's going on there? Who are you? Like,
Well,
that's what. Yeah.
Like I said yesterday, and I'll share this with obviously everyone. 6 months ago, was it 6 months ago? I was at working my job full time. I was in a position where I just kept doing more and more, and my boss and me were always partnering, and I got to work with a bunch of great educators. I got to work with a bunch of great salons owners. I just never thought that one day, that Monday, the first Monday in March, actually, I would get a phone call from my boss saying, get on unemployment right now. We're closing the doors. This is serious, John. And I was like, well, is it really that serious? And of course I was like, being me.
Sure.
And I never thought that I would be where I am today. The
sure.
company opened their doors back up, but they're doing everything online because it's not the same right now.
Yeah. The game has changed. The game has changed.
Everyone's got temps.
All of a sudden, like this.
And it's honestly been a very humbling experience.
Sure, same here.
You can attest. I went crazy. I think I had a nervous breakdown in the beginning. Absolutely, I did. I was depressed, and I mean, my family can probably tell you, my friends. I was depressed. I didn't want to be around anybody. I was itchy. I mean, we went on vacation, and I slept the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's what you go through. We both lost our jobs a long time ago. I was, I had a job. It was a vice president role, and it just didn't work out. The job was eliminated. It was like a couple days before Christmas, but there was the time where it took me months to get through. And I hope that it doesn't take as long as if I can help someone else, maybe cut some corners a little bit, to go through this journey, because it's very difficult when you have something that was yours and it is taken away, such as a job. It is devastating, and you have to take the time to grieve it, but you have to open up, you have to be vulnerable, you have to look deep down in yourself and say, okay, what are the things that I want to do
Words of
right now in my life, in my career? Like the time is now. There might not be a next time. And you hear that and you blah, blah, blah. But when you start seeing people that you love dying from a pandemic and you're on a job hunt, yes, the job hunt has been difficult, but it really puts things in perspective. I mean, so you gotta be
good point.
focused, take the time needed to grieve, and then get yourself back up. No one talks about the
And that's
time
what I
needed
am
to
now
get back
myself.
up. Sometimes you gotta be down for a little bit. But that's when you rely on your friends, your family, your colleagues, your mentors to get you back up.
Word.
This whole thing, we both know this was not me 5 or 6 months ago when I first lost that role. It wasn't, but I had to do the
Yeah, no,
work. Get a life coach, get a therapist, whatever it's going to take for you. But again, regarding the job search and LinkedIn, you got to be vulnerable, be authentic, share your knowledge. John, for Fine Line, when you were working with them, what do you know about the industry, about salons,
oh my God,
about
so much,
hair and
so much.
products and all
Yeah.
that stuff? I don't speak the language clearly, but I'm learning it. But so it's time to share some of those tips and stand out and start networking, connecting with other salon owners. Hey, this is who I am. This is what I do. This is what separates me from the other people. And then you got something to show them. And then when people are looking at your profile, if you are
You
sharing
hear him?
content,
You're basically,
yeah,
what's the word? You're selling me to everyone. So if you're hiring, call me.
yeah, absolutely. No, I got you. But it's about the hustle. It's about those intangibles that are going to separate you from
Yeah.
that other candidate. And here's an example, and it sounds stupid, and I'm not trying to brag here. And I got to remember, I don't have a job.
I have a question. What's
Yes,
intangible mean? I don't know
intangibles are
what that
just
means.
those. Intangible is something that separates you from the other person. Those different qualities, like, is it the gift of gab? Is it your intuition? Is it your ability to read the room? Those are intangibles, right? And that's what's going to
What,
separate you from someone else.
sorry, didn't
Your
mean to cut you off.
X factor. No, it's okay. And there's ways, but you got to be aware of your surroundings. You got to be aware of who you are, what you are posting about, because this is not
Yeah.
Instagram. This is not Sam Provenzano, all about, this is not an ego thing. This
Yeah.
is, a lot
It's
has
not only
changed.
fan.
Yeah, it's not about me. It's not about you, right? You gotta really focus from within. So I think it's just a lot of sharing your knowledge and not being afraid to post. It took me 3 years, and now I have thousands of views on each post. And just 5 weeks ago, I had 80 views a post. And there's strategies, and that's a whole nother conversation. And I'm more than happy to help people with that. And people are asking me for help, and that's fine. I don't mind
Well,
it.
that's what I
I'm
was
not
going to say.
charging anyone.
What advice?
I don't.
What advice would you give someone who maybe in your in your position right now, or someone who's discouraged and ready to give up on this whole pandemic
I was really ready to give up on it too. I really was. I lost my friend during the middle of this job search. Of course, you have other things in your family that are, of course, going on around you during this time. So it's a very difficult time. So my advice is to stay focused, but know yourself and know what you can take, and take the time. If you just lost your job, it's going to take time to find your next one. Yes, you might get
Yeah.
lucky. I don't recommend just taking any job that you are offered. That is not smart. That's not smart. I've been offered a few jobs. I followed my gut. Do I regret anything? No. But have I been offered a job where that's not a regret. It's just like I wasn't ready. I got almost a job offer in Texas, and there's almost, because, I was close, but I withdrew. And the guy's a really good friend of mine. He's a friend of mine that could have been my boss,
Yeah.
but it wasn't the right time. It wasn't the right moment. I wasn't the same person then. You got to know when you're ready to step back into the game, because you have been bruised. You are a little broken, whether you resigned, whether you've been fired, whether you've been hurt by COVID, whether you've been furloughed, whatever the heck the situation is, your job is no longer, or it's different. And that's a huge blow. And if someone tells you not to, advice is great, but also be careful what you say to certain people, because some people aren't as they can't, they're struggling. They're just struggling, they're not, just be careful, but when it comes to just posting on LinkedIn, be vulnerable, know what you're talking about. I'm not going on there talking about, I'm not going on LinkedIn talking about how to fix a car. I'm not going on LinkedIn talking about, I don't even know. What do I like to do? Come on, guys, you know me. About tennis or, eating. Yes, I do. I'm not going on there talking about food. Okay. You get the point. I'm not going on there, getting, for whatever reasons, right? For sure, yeah. I'm going on there for business, but I got to show who I am. I got to be a little vulnerable and be authentic. This has not been easy. It's not going to be easy. If I can help you, I'm there. If I'm just a laughing stock for some people, that's fine. Some people don't get why I'm sharing my story, why I'm on social media sharing tips for free. It's about exposure. And you'll be surprised. There's people that will poo-poo on your parade.
I believe you.
Yeah, but there's been so much support. I can't believe it. And I just hope and pray that, one day it's not going to be I told you so. It's I can use this to help people because I've been documenting how to do this. And if I can finish this chapter, right, I'm all talk right now in a lot of people's eyes. I'm 85% there is not there. But watch, I promise I'm going to get that job and I hope I can just turn it around and maybe they'll say, sorry, we didn't take you seriously at first. And of course I'll accept their apology, but also laugh in a little bit in my head.
You're so much more positive today than you were like a couple months ago. Seriously, like I even said to you as a girl, I'm Sam. Oof, but
I was worried too. I was worried. I was scared. I didn't know if I was going to find a job. I still don't have a job, but eventually time does heal all wounds. Things do happen that put things in perspective. You might not want to learn a lesson. Like I didn't want to learn these lessons, but wow, like, oh my gosh. I am not the same person. This is not a mirage. This isn't Sam, social media man. This is real life. Period.
What is mirage?
Absolutely. Like when you're in a desert.
I know. I'm just kidding. I guess I'm going.
I use stupid words. I was a journalist. You guys know I'm a dork.
I might edit it out, but it's.
I love it. Mirage, baby.
Mirage is like, this isn't a dream, baby. I'm here. This isn't a dream. I'm not going anywhere. This is me now. The past is the past. I can't go back. You can't go back. We can't go back. We got to go forward. And if you want to use my past, if you want to use, someone wants to use something against you, then, bless them and release them out of your life. And I'm not Oprah, and I'm not, I'm not Dr. Phil. I don't have all my stuff together. I don't have all my stuff together, but I know my wheelhouse. I know what I'm good at.
Right now, the whole world is reading that last page of that book, honey, and we all ready to flip that page.
Yes.
It's like you grow up,
yes.
and then you grow up.
Yeah. So what have you learned? What have you guys learned in this entire thing? What if you can? I know there's a lot of lessons, but if you can really sum it up in a few sentences, James, what do you say? We'll ask you first.
Well, I mean, I'm essential, so like I've been.
Bitch, we get it. What? I have to give the word essential one more time.
I'm just saying, but it's
I got you.
dangerous though. Like in the beginning, when we didn't know anything about what was going on, like, oh, okay, it's okay for them to go to work because they're doing.
Yeah.
It's okay for them to go to work because they're doing like they're unloading trucks or something. No, we don't know if it's okay. Nobody knew exactly what was going on. So I mean, at first I was very uncomfortable, and, worried, dangerous.
I was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Exactly. This one every single day. Oh, you just had to know, you better not bring home.
When did you realize, John? Excuse me. I mean, when did you realize, James? Wow, this is not what I thought this was. This is more serious than ever. And you might have realized it earlier because there are some. But what about you?
Well, I can't go into specifics, but I mean.
Sure, I don't remember really much.
Yeah. It got real close for a second, like real close. And, a little nervous, but, everything's cool.
We got tested.
Got tested.
COVID-free.
It hurts.
Yeah. Did you know anyone that passed away or did anyone that had been affected with COVID or impacted by COVID?
I know somebody passed away. I don't.
I'm sorry.
Personally, I don't really know. Like I know a few people that have test positive and whatnot, but
Or tested. Yeah, I don't even know how to. Sometimes you don't. That's another thing I think we're learning. How are we saying this? You've tested positive, or you're infected, you're impacted, it's just like shit. You don't know what to say sometimes. So it's okay. That's what I always struggle with. Do you guys struggle with that too? Like how to even say it sometimes?
I mean, I struggle with how to say a lot of things, as we know.
Well, yeah, but we're human, like today, like you guys were struggling with the audio. That happens with me all the time when I was a reporter. It happens with everyone starting something new and fresh and taking a chance like you guys are. This could separate you guys for your next jobs.
Your mother is so sweet. Your mother,
Why?
Sam, is so sweet. I love you, Mary Lou, and I want another thing made, by the way. She says you guys are good. She's such a doll. By the way, your mother is amazing.
My mom, I'm so lucky to have my mom and my parents. Really dark moments, but at the end of the day, they're really kind of gray. At the end of the day, they're gray. You can get through them. But, I can't, we'll never forget this time. And I think, people say, people like to say, things are going to go back to normal. I can't wait to get back to who I was before. You're not.
I don't think it's ever.
You're not. That'll never happen. Now you have an opportunity. Yeah. Here's your opportunity to make the switch. If you want to get something done, make the switch now. Right? And that's what we're all trying to do. We're all in this together. That's not just a cliche. There's a lot more people worse, much more worse. And I'm lucky that, but I also got to this mindset through a lot of hard work and a lot of like looking in and being like, oh, I don't like this about myself, and that's not a good thing not fun to do, but I'm telling you, it's fun if you start learning the lessons.
He has grown.
Yeah, I have,
You just said that.
Well, you just hope and now you hope you keep going, but you got to keep it. I also need a job. I got to keep focused. Like I am not Gandhi here looking to preach. I'm not trying to be a social media star. I'm trying to get a job. And if I can help people along the way, great. If no one wants to hear me, that's cool. But
wear a mask.
Wear a mask.
This whole COVID thing.
Wear a mask.
And
yeah.
I was scared because my dad, obviously, for people who
know
me personally, my dad had cancer, and I freaked out. James, remember? I mean, I had a moment where I was hysterically crying and watching old videos of me and my dad because he was in the hospital right when COVID happened, and I thought he had COVID. Oh my God, my dad's gonna go. It was I think it was one of the scariest moments of my life, probably. I didn't leave my bed crying, and then my mom is 60. She's 46, but she is 46. But you just think, oh my God, my parents, or this person's sick. What if this happens to him? My cousin's got it now. Oh my God, I'm so scared for her.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's just scary.
It's very scary. And if you can't admit that it's scary, but you're being honest with your emotions, though. You're being honest with your emotions, John. Like you are scared. You were scared. And if you keep pushing those things away, eventually it's going to creep up on you, and you're not going to be happy.
I have just met your friend. I just met your friend, 2 months before he passed?
Yeah, my friend Ken. I still can't believe he's gone. Yeah, and that's what keeps me going too, because I know he was helping me find a job during that time, because it's been, so, we had these plans where maybe we would, work together someday and start a nonprofit together. Like he really, really, and that's not one of those like, no, that's true. Like, ugh, and I forgot about that until we started talking. So,
and another
you think it doesn't, it just doesn't seem real. It's very strange.
Really good guy too. It's like all these good people have been taken from us, and we as a whole can prevent it by wearing masks and by being clean and sanitary, and that works towards the bigger picture.
Exactly. But you know what? People, are just scared. People don't know. When they don't know something, there's going to be people that are going to just find something or find a way to make them feel better. And that's, it's not okay, but it's okay. If that's what's going to get them, if they don't believe certain things, or if they don't want to believe science, or if they don't want to believe certain statistics, don't let them just, it's not smart. They're hurting people, at the end of the day, if as we're seeing that with the pandemic. However, they don't know what they don't know, or they don't want to know what they don't want to know. Sometimes people are scared. Sometimes people panic and they just start hitting buttons, and they don't, and they're just confused, and they're looking for some help, and they're angry, and I get it. So I'm not going to just hate these people. And, there's a lot of knowledge, and there's a lot of things we don't know about this disease and this virus. So I'm not an expert. So if I'm not an expert at something, I try to zip it. But
educate yourself about it.
Also, it's important to have education around it, and just being real, being human, and just let's get through this together, whatever that means, whatever that entails. Let's just find a vaccine.
Do you think if we got to jump on it from the beginning that we'd be where we're at today, or do you think we'd be better off if we had
I think we would be at a better place. I don't think we'd be nearly out of the woods. I don't think, I think there's a lot of miscommunication in the beginning, and we don't want to go that route, but there was just a lot of miscommunication, a lot of things on both sides that were surprising. And so it was but now we know, now people know a little more. So if you're not wearing a mask now, the president of the United States is wearing a mask, I believe now. Let's all wear the mask.
Let me around the kids.
Yeah. I mean, it is, but we can't keep going back on the past and blaming people and blaming. I don't care if you're the president of the United States. I don't care if you're, Jesus, or if you're anyone. I don't think anyone intended. No one intended for this to happen. No one meant for this to happen. Now it's time to fix things and get things right. Stop blaming. And then we can find a solution. You might have to point the fingers at some people. Maybe. I don't know. It's still too early, but for some it's not. But again, you don't want to use it as a political stance, really, as well. So it's hard. It's a really push-pull situation. Yeah, it's a push-pull situation. Yeah, and that's not my expertise, but I still have an opinion. You can have an opinion, but it's not my expertise. It's a private matter. That's what we talked about, you guys. That was what I mentioned yesterday at the end, and then we'll get off this political thing. Because I'm personally it's not my cup of tea. However, I will say that when did voting even become so public, and who you're voting for? I've never seen that before. When I was younger, or as even in my mind today, a presidential vote is very private. It's it's a privilege. So I just don't understand where that changed. Yeah, where did that change? Like, don't come up to me and ask me, who'd you vote for?
You're the same way.
Do you have an open marriage? Do you have an open marriage? Do you, how much do you eat at night? Man, don't tell me not to eat my cookies at night. Mind your business. Stay in your lane. I know it's very difficult because we're all bored. We have nothing else to do, so we're going in everybody's lanes, including me, I'm sure. We're all zigzagging, trying to find our way. But own it and move on.
Absolutely.
I agree. Politics are politics.
Support who you got to support. Just, and it's sad, but it is the society that we live in right now.
I wanted to ask you one more thing, Sam.
And again, I don't have a job, so that's really what it's about, right? Sam is looking for a job, and you got to stay focused and stay your course, because I'll be doomed if I don't. And there's so many horrible things happening around me and you and everybody, but you got to keep yourself together. How are you going to help anybody else if you can't even help yourself? What is RuPaul says it best, right? Mother Ru. Now, what does she say? Tell us.
If you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love anybody else? Can I get an amen? That rich bitch doesn't know. Sorry. Never mind. I wanted to ask you, though, you always have some sort of, because the non-for-profit thing, you always have some sort of project in the works, or is there anything coming up? Because I know you're a philanthropist.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know that word. Thank you.
Yes, you do. You do.
Big in the LGBTQT community. There's more
Sure.
letters, I think. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
You're huge in the community, so I was wondering, is there anything that you have coming up, or anything you could tell us about?
Yeah, it's just this has been the scariest time, but the most exciting time. So I'm open for just about anything. I'm really enjoying coaching and giving kind of advice, but also knowing my place still. I need to finish this role before I start preaching too much about social media. But if you do want to have views, I'm learning too. It's all about just taking a chance, and being a little, vulnerable.
Yeah.
But I love the coaching thing. So hopefully I'm open to that. I've been doing some podcasts like this, with some other folks, and this has been one of the most fun actually. So I'm really grateful. I'm open, life is right in front of me. If someone sees something in me that I don't see, and they're like, we want you for sales. And yes, my heart is always in nonprofit, but there's some great sales positions where you can make a difference. Or if someone needs some, I don't know, I still have my news reporter in me. There's still that part of my heart, that there's an opportunity to do that. I don't know, but nonprofit is where I'm at. I have unfinished business.
Where your heart is.
I have unfinished business.
Like my heart failed.
Yeah, I'm ready I've learned a lot of lessons. I've learned a lot of lessons these last few months or years, and I don't know. I think that's the biggest lesson I've learned is I don't even know what I said earlier. I couldn't hear what I said. But yeah, so
you'll have to watch it back later, just like everyone else needs to watch the full episode on Facebook.
I just couldn't. Yeah.
While we have you, so I could have it on the record, we wanted to make sure that we invited you to our roundtable, our sisters roundtable, that we're going to have in a couple weeks, and to Miss Lady is going to kill me, but I want to have a pride parade. Not a parade, but a pride party. Don't worry, social distancing, and we want you to be a part of it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I would love that. I can be there. I would love that. Thank you so much for having me, on the show. And for anyone that's watching, it's really not. If there's anyone that needs that extra push on LinkedIn and more visibility, I have the numbers to back it up. I'll show you the screenshots. I mean, my views are going up the wazoo, and I'm proud of that. But again, I don't have a job.
On our Facebook page, I'm going to share all your stuff so all of our lovely friends and viewers can check out your LinkedIn and see all the cool, fun stuff you're doing.
Yeah, I'm open to relocating. All right. All right, guys, everybody, let's do it.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Bye, guys. Love you too. Bye. See ya.
Live video, but really quick.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
He grew and he grew up. Oh, you're still there. Really quick, I saw that Rocky, we'll see you in a couple hours. Nora, who is going to be our guest next week. Hey, Lulu. To discuss how CBD is. Ooh, the oil? Yeah, all of it. All the products she sells are amazing because we've tried them. So Nora is going to join us, and she's also a salsa queen and a former reporter as well. That's crazy. That's 2 reporters in a row. So we're going to end the live video now. But hi, Rocky. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Mary Lou, you're amazing. Who else did I see on there?
Christina Lopez.
Miss Lopez, thank you for your compliment.
Yes, ma'am.
And anybody else who I didn't say. Catch the full episode on Facebook. We're going to end the live video now. Thank you for tuning in. Anna, duh! Anna, I'll see you Sunday.
I got to work, girl. I won't see you Sunday.
He sucks. But Louie! Anna, you better get on Louie. Okay, love you guys. Make sure you catch the full episode on Facebook. Go, Power Rangers.
Keep your mask on.
Okay.
LinkedIn talking about how to fix a car.